Well, I want to tell you, Penny had one of the hardest weeks that I can remember, and she'll tell you about it. But when you have a really hard week and somebody does something really nice, like what you did in making the pictures, it just magnifies. It just becomes that much bigger. So I know that Penny really felt that. Thank you. I want to say, first of all, I'm very happy that I got some questions from you who were in last week's Sunday school class, and Mrs. Hutchins told me about them, that you want to know about transfiguration. Does that ring a bell? It doesn't? Yeah, well, she remembers you wanted to know last week. So, the good news is that Transfiguration Sunday isn't until March 2nd. And I will be here on that day, and I will tell you everything about Transfiguration Sunday you want to know. How's that? Is that a deal? Okay, good. Okay, so I want to turn it over to Penny, first of all, because she has a new friend, and she'd like to introduce the friend to you. This is my friend Pinky. Pinky, say how do you do? Pinky. Pinky? I guess Pinky's a little shy, but this is Pinky, and someone new at school. So Penny kind of took Pinky under her wing, and here she is. Okay. Well, I told you that Penny had a tough week, and she wants to tell you why. Well, I am so happy with my bow and my dress. I couldn't wait to go to school. The whole night before Monday, I kept waking up, looking at the clock. It was just like Christmas. Can I get up? Can I get up? Can I get up? I can't wait to show the kids my outfit. Well, I walked into the classroom. The teacher said nothing. She just looked down really fast at her paper. And the kids started to laugh. They started to laugh. They said, "Penguins don't wear dresses. This has gone too far." I wish I could have laughed with them, but I couldn't. I just had to leave. I just walked out of the classroom. I said to the teacher, "I'm sorry, I have to go to the nurse." And I stayed in the nurse's office, and I cried. Why are kids so mean? That's what I want to know. Why? Do you have any answer?
I do.
Why?
Because some kids are bullies.
They're bullies, I know.
Some kids are nice, and
Yeah.
some kids are bullies.
And I think they're jealous, too. So, Penny, you know what? I really have felt very sorry, and I thought that there is a story that you can learn from. And the story is one that's told as the words of a very, very wise man named Aesop. And this is the story. It's called The Man, the Boy, and the Donkey. A man and his son were going with their donkey to market. And as they were walking along, a countryman passed them and said, "You fools! What is a donkey for but to ride on?" So the man said, oh. So he put the boy on the donkey, and they went on their way. But soon they passed a group of men. And one of those men said, "Look at that lazy kid. He lets his father walk while he rides. That's no way to teach respect." And so the man ordered the boy to get off and got on himself. But they hadn't gone far when they passed two women. And one of the women said to the other, "Shame on that father to make his poor little son have to walk while he rides." Well, the man didn't know what to do. But at last he joined his son, and they both sat on the donkey. But by the time they had come to town, and the passerbyers were pointing at them, the man stopped and asked what they were scoffing at. And someone said, "Aren't you ashamed of yourself for overloading that poor donkey by having both of you sitting on his back at once? I have never seen such a thing." The man and the boy quickly got off, and they tried to think what to do next. They thought and thought until at last they cut down a pole, and they tied the donkey's feet to it, and they raised the pole and the donkey to their shoulders. And they went along amid the laughter of all who met them. And so that's the story. And what that story tells us is that no matter what you do, sometimes, no matter who you try to please, you're not going to be able to do it. And so, Penny, the most important thing for you is to be the person, be the penguin that you are most proud of being. Be the penguin you think God made you to be. And if that means wearing a dress, you wear that dress. You look beautiful. And if it means going back to your penguin feathers, go back to your penguin feathers and look beautiful. Just remember to be who you are, to be who God made you to be. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Mom, I have one more thing. I know you had your heart set on taking me to Guatemala with you tomorrow, but sometimes the kids there think I'm a puppet instead of knowing I'm a real penguin. And so I was wondering if I could have a sleepover at Mrs. Harper's instead. Well, it's not up to me, Penny. You have to ask Mrs. Harper. Mrs. Harper, I'd help pick eggs. Can I stay with you? Don said, just say yes. All right. So, Penny, under the circumstances, I think that's going to be just fine. So, would you take Penny to Mrs. Harper? Okay. Thank you. And let's bow our heads in prayer. Oh God, we admit that sometimes we try much harder to hear what other people have to say about us than what you do. And we ask this morning that we be reminded that it's your opinion of us that matters. It's our opinion of ourselves that matters. And give us the strength and the wisdom to understand that. Amen. And now you can go to your class.